What's up, ladies and gents? This is Dark Ranger Romeo, aka Romeo Rashad, and I am here with another video on the Elite Specializations that will be released on the upcoming Guild Wars 2 expansion, Path of Fire. Right now, I'm going to look at the Guardian Specialization, which is Firebrand, and I hope it does a lot of fire damage because I've got a Guardian alt, and my build was more condition based. Well, my build was more condition based than power based there. So right off the bat, one of the things I've noticed is the virtues have changed, and there's also this little display there. It says tome pages. So you collect 5 tomes. I think maybe it generates with time. We'll see about that right now. Okay. So let's try out. So you've got the F1 Tome of Justice, which was of course the virtue of justice. So that's a Tome of Justice now. Burn foes every few attacks. Pull forth a magical tome on the dangers of the blazing. What? Pull forth a magical tome on the danger or tomes. You know, tome. It's a tome. It's a scroll. It's a book on. So we pull forth a book on the dangers of the blazing heat in Korna. Passive damage. So what does that do though? Once I pull the book, so I'll have to check that in a moment. Actually, what if I do? Okay, so I pull the book. Alright, great. Now what? Alright, so I've got the pages flying around me from this tome. That's the 5 tome pages. Oh, wait. Oh, I just noticed the skills changed. Oh, that's very interesting then. The skills changed. Ah. Drop the bundle. Drop the bundle of joy. Alright, before we do that, let's go on to the other virtues, and then we'll also check these attack skills before we check those skills. Okay, so you got the second virtue, the virtue of resolve. Regenerates health. Draw forth an enchanted tome that recounts the trials undergone by the people of Babe. So the tome grants you healing, and I'm guessing the skills associated with it will have some healing aspects to it. The third one, of course, is Tome of Courage, which gives you Aegis. Conjure a mystic tome containing stories about heroes of Istan. And this, of course, is more of a protection thing. I'm interested in this. Okay, let's try out let's look at these 3 skills first, and then we can go on to that. So first off, you got the only Core Cleave. All right, doing fire. It's doing bleed damage, so it will go well with my condition build that I have. You got Core Cleave. Cleave at your enemy with a physical and a magical axe. Second is Bleeding Edge. Slice through your foe again, physically and magically, as your opponent is heating up. Searing Slash. Unleash your Searing Axe in an overhand slash. Followed it up with a magical edge. Great damage, and I was really looking forward to. It does have firing. And alright, so second skill there, Symbol of Vengeance. Symbol, cleave your axe into the ground, reducing enemy movement and carving a razor sharp symbol of vengeance. You do 5 damage, not 5 damage, 5 times 2000 something damage. You cripple the foe, and you also inflict bleeding. Of course, you also inflict vulnerability, which is blue right now, so I think it's affected by a trait, which we'll look at later. And skill number 3 is Blazing Edge. Conjure a magical axe to rake your enemies toward you. Okay, so I think they all seem. First just seems to be melee. The third one is more of it's a pull movement. So let's try this. If we go there. Let's try axe skill 1. Oh, I like how the light's going up because it's fire. Oh wait, actually that's probably right because I've got a torch in my hand. Definitely gonna play this. Definitely gonna play this. It's going great with my secondary, my alt, Guardian alt. Right, you got Symbol of Vengeance. Nice. Look at that. Detail in that was amazing. Then of course Blazing Edge, magical axe to pull the enemies Alright, so now let's try out... Oh, please go away. Alright, let's try out the word Tome of Justice. Wow. Alright, let's check out the skills you unlock. So, number 1. Oh wait, don't tell me it's okay, Ashes of Just. I lost the opportunity. Alright. So, you get the Ashes of Just there, which basically gave you the opportunity to burn enemies with the head. It's just gone now. But instead you got something called Quick Fire, granting quickness to ally. I think that's more of a trait. We'll check that later. Alright, so skill number 1. Chapter 1 of the tome is Searing Spell. Fueled by tales of the desolation in Istan, incite a great swelling of heat before you. Right, so I'm guessing some kind of something happens. Okay. Hello, buddy there. She's gonna interrupt my animations, isn't it? Well, as you can see, using a skill uses one of the tome pages. And then, of course, then there's the reach out of the verse yourself. I have to do this again because I think her animation mixed up her mind. So there you go. I like that. I like the fire and the blue. And then the second skill you've got is chapter 2. I mean, is Igniting Burst. Ignite the air around you in an expanding burst. You do damage, you do burning damage, and spread weakness as well. All right. Nice. Not, it could be more dramatic, I guess, but it's okay. All right. Skill number 3, Heated Rebuke. Call forth a heated vortex to collapse your enemies together. It pulls enemies together. I can imagine that going well with skill number 1. So obviously you pull the enemies together using this skill like that, and then you attack them with this skill. And of course that's suddenly my skills have run out because I used up my tome pages. We'll wait for this. So while we're waiting, of course, I'll explain to you that, as I said, my alt is a Silvari Guardian, and I wanted. I like the condition damage aspect of the Guardian, and that's what I worked on that character. But it didn't work very well. It's not as good as you'd hope to. I die a bit, quite a lot. Alright, so skill number 4. Chapter 4, Scorched Aftermath. Detail the suffering in fire and blood, inflicting during Vabi's occupation. You got damage, you got bleeding, and you got burning, which is given in pulses. Nice. Nice. And then the final skill there is Epilogue. Ashes of the Just. I think they should have had this prologue. But I think I'm reading too much into this. Pun intended. Get it? Reading? Anyway, Epilogue. Ashes of the Just. Recall the memory of fallen heroes, granting allies the searing blades of justice. I hope they're like... Nice. Well, I don't know where the blades of justice are gone. Gives allies the blades of justice. And it's Ashes of the Just, basically, which basically your next strike burns with justice. So spamming fire there. Let's go on to the skill number 2, Tomb of Resolve. Nice. I see the book was colored blue as well, as opposed to the fiery orange we saw before for the Virtue of Justice or Tomb of Justice. Chapter 1, Desert Bloom. Tales of desert blooms create a wave of healing for your allies. So now I'm sort of like, it's sort of almost like what's the word, a minstrel, which is nice. Okay, so this of course does healing. Let's see the animation for that. Nice. Okay, skill number 2 is Radiant Recovery. Release magic from pages detailing the rebuilding of Vabi. Cleansing conditions on nearby allies. Allies are healed for each condition. So you got skill number 1, which heals allies. Skill number 2 removes their conditions. So in heavy damage situations or against necromancers, it's pretty good. And let's see the animation. Nice. I like how he drops and you have that ping sound with the like a church bell. That's really good. Right, then you got skill number 3, which is Azure Sun. Inspired by countless poems describing the comforting powers of the water-reflected sun, grants boons to allies, vigor and regen and swiftness. See what that looks like. Nice. I don't know if you noticed, but I think it sort of had this nice bubbly effect to it. Great, okay. And then skill number 4 is Shining River. One of the things I like is that it's using up pages only. It's not using, you know, 2 pages for one story, you know, that kind of thing, which is great. All right. Shining River, release a torrent of pages describing the water cycle of the Elon River. Heal allies and grant them swiftness. This number 3 is more of a bone thing. Number 4 has swiftness, and of course healing. Nice. And then finally, skill number 5 is Epilogue, which is Eternal Oasis. Purify your allies with the waters of Amun and increase the healing they receive. So it converts conditions to boons, and then in this particular area, they get more healing. Well done. All right, and then let's go on to the Tomb of Courage. Nice. That was yellow book. All right. Chapter 1, Unflinching Charge. Roused by tales of mythical sunspear charges, ground and motivate allies before you. To gain stability and swiftness. Once again, it's more for tanky support thing now. Chapter 2, Daring Challenge. As the tales recount of Turai, taunt your enemies by issuing an insightfully inciting challenge. You taunt the enemy, then damage them. Nice. Okay, skill number 3, Valiant Bulwark. Manifest the shimmering purity of the desert sun, reflecting enemy missiles. So there you go. You got an ally there. You throw this onto them, protect them from enemy missiles. Nice. And then epilogue is, wait, I haven't checked this out. Chapter 4 is Stalewart Stand. Recount the stand of Elonian loyalists against Palawa Joko, granting resistance to your allies. Resistance, of course, is from conditions, and you get 4 pulses with 1 second cooldowns. Nice. Nice. Alright, and then number 5, epilogue, Unbroken Lines. Recalling the memory of heroes past, enchant nearby allies with formidable defenses, retaliation, protection, stability, and you also give them 300 toughness. Pretty awesome, actually. Alright, and there goes that too. What happens if I just use this? If I go with this? Oh, it wasn't even showing the right skill, guys. Alright, I'll have to do number 5 again. Because I was using number 5 and it would basically stop all the pages. You couldn't see the animation because the animation will be replaced by the animation of the tomb being closed. So Ashes of Just, recalling memories of fallen heroes. Nice. Alright, let's go on to the next one and press Eternal Oasis. Nice. There's a picture of an oasis there, obviously. And then we'll try Tomb of Courage. This is taking a while.
I wield great wisdom.
Alright, let's pick it. Oh, that one's just the same. So there you have it, guys. That's the new virtues. Let's try out the utility skills now. Obviously, first we check the healing one. You see the new skills they've got are called mantras. Mantras, of course, is something that's common to the mesmers. Basically, they meditate for a while, for a few seconds, and then they're able to use a certain ability that's associated to that particular meditation. And this is the case here. So you got Mantra of Solace. Prepare to heal yourself and grant allies ages. Okay, you can get a maximum of 3 costs there. Restoring reprieve. Gain health, grant ages to allies, to you and allies in front of you, as you give them protection, quickness, self-heal, and it takes 12 seconds to recharge a charge. That's a weird one. Okay, and then you on the final charge, if you use it, you gain significant health, grant ages to you and allies before you. Alright, let's try this out. Is skills, so that's restoring reprieve, and then here's the final skill, which is rejuvenating respite. And there goes the charges. Right. Next one up is Mantra of Flame. I wonder what that's for. Prepare a chant to sear your enemies. So you prepare a chant to do a fire damage skill. Fire damage skills are Flame Rush and Flame Surge. So you get Flame Rush, unleash a wave of purging fire in front of you. And then the third skill would be Flame Surge, which is unleash a powerful wave of flame. I'm looking forward to this.
Ignite, inflame, burn.
Right, and then the final one. Alright. The next mantra is Mantra of Lore. Recite the ritual of cleansing, removing conditions, and speeding recovery. The skills you get with this is Opening Passage. Recite a cleansing word, purifying allies of conditions and helping them recover. Gives you regen and removes conditions. And the final one, of course, the same thing, but it's recite the concluding passage, converting corruption into enchantments for your allies and aiding them in recovery. That's Clarified Conclusion. So let's try that out.
Refreshing.
It's like the fire animation, only removing conditions. Alright, the next mantra is Mantra of Truth. Prepare the tenets of truth to rehabilitate your foes. The skills you get, it's Echo of Truth, which recounts the truth to enemies in front of you, inflicting them with conditions. The conditions are blindness, weakness, cripple, and damage. And then you've got Voice of Truth, which reveals a harsh truth to enemies before you, devastating them with conditions. So it's blindness, weakness. There's no cripple there compared to the first skill, but there is immobilization for 2.5 seconds, which is a lot, and plus you've got vulnerability there. Let's try that skill out. Well, there you have, folks. Alright, the next skill there is the Mantra of Liberation. The mantra echoes remnants of an ancient pamphlet from Vabai that urge Alonians to freedom. Grant stability and swiftness to allies while breaking stun. Portent of Freedom. Hints of freedom echo around, stabilizing and breaking stuns on you and your allies. So stability granted, retaliation granted, and break stun. And the final skill is Unhindered Delivery. Your whispers guard your allies' stability and breaking stuns on them while weakening enemies. So you got retaliation, you got stability, and you got swiftness. Use this one as your lead skill, obviously. Sorry, I should have mentioned that before. Nice. Spells, you have stability, retaliation, again, and then final. I think my brother will really like the mantras on this one because Night Rush, that is, he's more of a support guy. Like, he likes damage, but he likes to support the team. So for me, I like this stuff, and of course Mantra of Flame. But for him, he's going to be using all this more, I think. So that should be good. He'll enjoy that. Okay, what's the next thing to do? Well, of course, I think there's usually that one skill there which is not equipped. And this is this wing one. Potent Haste. Recite to him from the annals of to ride to hasten yourself and allies. Potent Haste is a skill there, which is inspire allies before you, enhancing their speed and strength. Quickness and might is granted. Final charge gives you quickness and 8 stacks of might. Inspires allies before you, greatly enhancing their speed and strength. And this is called overwhelming celerity. Celerity? Celery? I don't know. Celerity, yeah, right. So the animation is there. Alright. Nothing too flashy for the Guardian, seems. Nothing flashy with the mantras. But I don't think it's very flashy for the Mesmer either, so I think that's pretty good. Alright, so let's go try out some skillage. I think skill 2 we were having. Let me try that out on something. Oh wait, why try the skills? I forgot to traits completely. Sorry about that, guys. Let's try the traits. Firebrand traits. Alright, the first passive trait there is called Tomb of Justice. Wait, oh wait. Purity of word. Gain knowledge from lore, get access to mantras and virtues as tombs. That's always you know. Alright. Choosing skills. Number 1. Traits, I mean. Unrelenting criticism. Axe skills gain a chance to inflict bleeding. Symbol of Vengeance now dazes on its initial strike, which was a symbol of vengeance. Oh, it's number 2, isn't it? Alright, so it dazes characters as well. I think I would go with this, definitely. A chance on hit to inflict 33%, that's quite a lot. Number 2, Liberator's Vow. Grant allies quickness when you use your heal skill. Your actions and skills are faster. So obviously if you're in trouble situation, you suddenly swap onto a healing virtue tome, and obviously this will help your allies greatly to turn the tide of battle. Okay, the third skill is Archivist of Whispers. Agent of Whispers there. Your virtues gain additional pages. Oh lord. Oh my lord. Oh, this is tough, man. This is tough. More pages or more axe skill bleeding? I'm gonna have a hard time choosing between these two. Alright, the next, the passive trait is Swift Scholar. Equipping or stowing a virtue grants you quickness. Alright, and then you've got the next trait line. So you've got weighty terms. A final charge of your mantra skills inflict immobilize. Mantras gain reduced recharge. So that's something, if you well into the mantras there, you will that'll benefit you greatly. It also of course immobilizes enemies at the end of your charges. Okay, so next trait is Stalwart Speed. When you grant Aegis of Stability, grant quickness. Aha, so that could go very well if you like the passive application of Aegis onto your teammates and yourself. Alright, the next is Legendary Lore. Skills, tomb skills gain bonuses from scribbling in the margins by ancient bards. Alright, so if you're doing fire, you're gonna get more fire. Oh, you get increased damage stacks, yeah. If you were healing, you get more regen, and if you're obviously applying Aegis for protection, it's more longer, I guess. I don't know, or at least more. I don't know. Yeah, more longer, I think. Alright, the next passive trait, the last one, is Imbued Haste. Gain increased attributes while affected by quickness. Alright, that's pretty good. So, as you can see, a lot of skills are applying quickness, and once you actually do that, it actually gives a bonus to your stats. Your condition damage is increased, your toughness is increased, and your healing is increased. That's actually pretty crazy. That's pretty good. Alright, we go on to the final tier, which is, you got the first one there, Stoic Demeanor. Inflicts slow on foes you disable or immobilize. Disables include stun, daze, knockback, pull, knockdown, sink, float, launch, taunt, and fear. So you slow enemies down. The second one is Quickfire. Granting quickness to an ally also grants Ashes of Just, which of course was the passive ability to inflict burning at with your next strike, and then obviously it adds a little burn to it. And last but not least is Lore Master. Tomb skills gain reduced recharge. I'm looking at you, Tomes. Retain virtues passives while they are on cooldown. That's great. Recharge reduced by 33%. Oh, this is a tough one. As I said, I'm more of a condition guy, and I like on my Guardian, I like applying burn, for example. But I don't know. Over here, I've got a choice between choosing tombs or going with that. So it's a hard one for me. That's okay. Let's I'll go with this, of course, on this one. All right, so let's go just try this guy out in action. I'm gonna go with tombs for now. I might change my mind when the game is released and I actually get more of that bonus damage there. All right, where do I go again? Oh wait, sorry, I need to teleport. I forgot about that. Yes. All right. Nice animation. Back. Doing quite a lot of damage. What is that? You got vipers. That's probably why. And then you got undead. Nice. All right. Number 2. This is a lot of damage there. Still number 3. Nice. I'm liking this guy already. Does this increase the range though? Let's see. If I'm standing there and I attack this guy, nah. It doesn't hit him. Oh, it does actually. Oh, that's good. Pretty awesome. Alright, let's try Justice Book and go with Dome of Justice. Right, so I've got this. Then you got this. What was it? Try number 5. I think that's more of an ally skill, isn't it? Bleeding and fire. Whoa, what the hell? Alright, this skill is amazing. Number 4. Chapter 4 is amazing. Really gonna have a tough time choosing here. There you have it, folks. That's the upcoming elite specialization for Guardian. It's called the Firebrand. Firebrand, yes. All right, Firebrand. And thanks for joining me. And please check out my other videos. I've done more videos on the other specializations as well. Please support the channel, subscribe. It's quite demotivating when you don't have enough people on your page while you're putting hundreds of videos all the time. So I look forward to your guys' comments. Please comment below. Tell me what you're looking forward to in this class or any other specialization coming up. And I will see you later. Goodbye.